takes the three.
Oh, this is two gamers, one camera.
Allen's
Me and my
got
friend
5 minutes.
JDP, we're gonna be running this channel. Oh jeez,
And
and
the Pistons with
we're
possession.
gonna be explaining what we're gonna be doing in
Hands
this
to
video.
Harris.
Oh my,
Watching the
yep,
line
that's
there,
really
that'll be a
bad.
backcourt violation.
But yeah,
Really a good picture of what not to
most
do on
times
those
we're gonna be
last two
playing
possessions.
together,
I mean, they're being
but
way too casual
sometimes
with
it
the
might
ball.
just be single.
It's going to cost them if they keep it up. They need to get back to playing.
We're gonna be doing like
smart
live
basketball.
streams, just regular videos
Now, here's Mahimi.
on like
Back to
GTA,
George.
this, oh, okay.
He dishes
Um,
it to Mahimi.
Sometimes like World of Tanks and
And Indiana,
other games.
another three.
can you think of anything,
Good open
JDP?
look, and he splashes home the three.
Huh? Yeah,
Anything.
actually,
Jackson kicks to
any
Drummond.
game content y'all want
They
to see,
get it.
it'll be on.
And the rebound goes
Yeah.
to the Pacers.
And for a long time now, Indiana has protected the rim. It's
Oh, yeah.
one of the
By the way,
core
we didn't-
elements of their defense.
We
And
didn't
while they are
pick
so
these
strong
teams. It was
on
just
the
random.
every
Even though I
year.
do like the Pistons, just because it
The
is
drive by
Michigan.
Jackson. Here's Harris.
Whoa.
And it's going to be 2
Oh,
free throws.
George.
Drew contact on the shot. That one on George.
Usually, I'm using a different
And
team,
last
but
year for Indiana, top
Golden
3
State.
at protecting
Yeah.
the rim. Opponent shot under 50% right at the hoop clock.
He says
You know,
he's
that
not a
number might not
bandwagon
sound
though.
like a lot, but
yeah, I just use them
being
because it's
under
a good on this game.
50% on essentially
You know how it
layups,
is.
That's a big deal. Protecting the rim is a huge part of winning basketball.
Turner's checked in for the Pacers. For the 3. And again, George Hill for 3. Hill's
This
got 6.
George Hill is it.
Playing smart offensively in the first half, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the numbers support it. I mean, they're shooting the
We'll
much
probably
better
be doing
percentage
some
from the field so
hardware,
far.
Like,
And it's Drummond missing.
Well, he
single,
won't miss many of those,
but
especially with the
go
defender not
follow
in the best of
our
positions here.
channels. They'll
George,
be
that's
down
a
in the
two-pointer.
description.
And again, it's Indiana converting.
So go follow them.
Defensively, they've
Yeah.
got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
Whoa.
What?
And we all know
Right,
about
Ty
Paul
Lawson?
George and his
Please tell me
injury
I have Ty
while with
Lawson.
Team USA. I mean, he has still said that
I
he would
think
consider
yeah, I
playing
got Ty.
international ball.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Drummond. Tolliver comes in for
Oh,
Morris.
there's some lag.
Johnson, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. And it's Jody Meeks in for Caldwell Pope. Lawson the pass to Miles. Back to Lawson. Outside for Miles. Fires the 3. And the Pacers another 3.
Training. Up by 12.
For George to be eager to go back and represent the
Comment
U.S.
down
in
below who
international
you
play
think's
is a
gonna
brave move.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, a lot
Well,
of it might be that he just wants
I already
to
know
put
that
in
you're
the
gonna
past
win,
and move
so.
on. And sometimes you
What are
do
you
that
talking
best
about?
by
You beat me
confronting
earlier.
things head on.
Yeah, well,
The only
that's
way
for
to
the
have
team
that
that I
in the
use
past
quite a
is
bit.
to keep playing for his country.
You're only down by 9.
Here's Indiana. They're on an 18-6 run. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Back to Stuckey. Stolen by Jackson. Johnson can't hit.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the
Stop
hoop.
it.
They were all over.
The time for the ball.
What?
Out of
Hold up. Can I get a replay on that?
bounds. Detroit takes possession.
Some of the calls they make in this game I don't get,
By
but
9.
whatever.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game
It's not the
clock.
smartest game in the world.
Here's Baines. Rodney
Yeah.
Stuckey pulls it in. Indiana's gone 4-6 from long range here early on. To the paint. Turner dishes to Stuckey. Poked away.
No.
Meeks with the steal. Jackson from deep.
Hey,
Well, I didn't do that good.
it's only second quarter, bro.
Yeah.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for Indiana.
They definitely had a hot hand for three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good
Okay,
start.
let's see.
Also, what passing
if
we've
I
seen from
turn
him here
this
early. I
around.
mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
Ugh. The delay on
Now,
like the
brought to you by
jukes.
Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court right now for the Pacers. They've got Ian Mahinmi. C.J. Miles is out. Derek Turner.
Okay.
Then there's Ellis. And it's Hill and it's the one. And so here is Indiana after the basket by Detroit. To the left wing. Just 5 on the clock. And Miles kicks to Ellis. Gives 3-pointers off the mark. Pistons trailed by 7.
First off, look, every year there are all-star game snubs, and perhaps last year Monte Ellis was the big one in the West. Hard to leave him off given the way he played for the Mavs.
Here is Miles after the basket by Detroit.
How?
Here's Caldwell Pope. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with
Okay,
one
okay.
hand.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then
I got-
turning it
I need my
into
second.
2 easy points on the dunk.
Hey, see, I'm back to my original
And guys, in a game
tactic
this snub,
from
moments
2K15
like that are the ones we
with
usually look
these
back on
guys.
at the end as a
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The Pacers making a change here.
Yeah.
George is checked in.
I would always just drive in like that
Yeah.
to score.
Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Hill
Okay.
drives in. Ellis outside. Outside for George. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist.
Gosh. This is
7
one reason why I love
points here
this
for
team.
George.
Oh,
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Gosh.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range.
What?
Out
Pass
of
the
ball.
That'll be
Your
Indiana
ball.
as it goes
Out of bounds and your ball. What?
Pacers retain possession.
Let's go.
Allen's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. For 3, Hill. Again, missing Hill.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning
gosh.
coach in the NBA.
The Pistons have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
There we go. Finally made one.
Well, with Coach Stan Van Gundy, it was a very successful first year in Detroit. He's a guy who's going to build around defense. That's been his MO.
And Van Gundy has always been a defensive first type guy, Kevin. I mean, the last 30 years he has probably the best defensive efficiency for a career as a coach. And his teams always play with great emphasis on that side of the ball.
And the Pistons making a change here. Meeks is checked in. And Indiana with the change
That
here,
boy
too.
can slide.
Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Ellis. They get it back. The shot by Hill. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
What?
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Pistons trailed by 6.
Wow, okay. 2 really bad.
Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Stuckey's got the ball. And Turner kicks to George.
I'll do it.
And it's George again missing. The Pistons have gone a sensational 5 of 5 from the field since the start of the second quarter.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Now here is Hill. He's got 11. Stuckey pass to Allen. The kick out to Hill. And it's off from three-point range.
It's so close.
The Pistons have gotten all of their first 6 shots to go in here in the second. What a quarter so far.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're
Oh my gosh.
assists. That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Oh,
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Tolliver comes in for Morris, and it's Johnson in for Harris.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
I did not even mean to shoot that.
The Pistons trailing. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Meeks. And it's all evened up.
16 seconds.
Meeks got 7 points. Here's Lawson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. On the wing, Stuckey. Indiana again, missing.
Nobody even close to him,
Alabama
and he can't
0.4
believe
seconds
he doesn't knock it down.
Can I do something? Dang it.
So the clock runs out with the score tied going into halftime.
28 to 28.
We'll see you back here after the break for
Wow, I
third
can't believe I
quarter
came.
basketball.
Oh yeah, sorry guys if we're kind of quiet. We're just kind of concentrating. Trust me, we'll get better as we go.
I'm gonna be
Plus,
that silenced person.
plus JDP,
We have a close
his
ball
dad's
game on our
sleeping, so
hands
he has
as
to
we
be
get
quiet.
set for the second half of basketball.
Talk about great numbers for Hill. He has 11 points, and the three-pointers have been dropping for him. He's got 3 of them.
And you know what, Clark? If you continue to shoot the way he is, he may have to become more of an integral part of their offensive scheme.
Why do one of the cheerleaders look like a guy?
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. You look at George Hill, he's really been playing well.
We just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Marcus Morris is out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Harris in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons.
And guys, no doubt George Hill had it rough last season. He missed the first 28 games with that left knee injury, came back for 5, then missed another 11 games before his season got going. But you know what? He had one of his most productive years from that point on.
And Miles kicks to Hill. Pick up by Hill. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson.
Reggie.
That's foul number 2 for him.
Quit.
And getting back to George Hill, what a second half of the season he had. He tore up several key categories, Clark.
Yeah, he was bogged down by injuries early in the season. Came back to average career highs in points, rebounds, and assists. Partly because he was finally treated and looked to as a go-to guy, and he thrived in that role.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Why do one of the girls look like a guy, though?
Well, George, he's checked in for Solomon Hill. And it's Lawson in
Oh.
for Rodney Stuckey. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Here's Lawson. Mahimi. Great positioning on the putback.
You know, his positioning near the hoop,
Was
always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
why? No, this is really annoying.
By Detroit.
just not happy with how his team is playing, and they just have been on the wrong side of this run.
Yeah, and you know what, Greg? Sometimes just a pause in the action, which is what a timeout can give you, is enough to change.